I've been going through phases of being content and happy, but you can see that's not where I'm speaking from at the moment. I drop into this place of depression and anxiety and believing that I'm a separate self. I know that I get it and sit in awareness or feel as though I'm that a decent amount, but how can I still end up constantly believing I'm a separate self? And how do I get out of it?
But you see, your question already makes the assumption that you are a separate self, believing to be a separate self.
How do I not believe it? When I'm in those moments, I feel so contracted and limited and judgmental that it's hard to end up in a place of inquiry.
Yeah, because you are judging yourself for being judgmental. See what I mean? So you are piling up judgment upon judgment. Why judge yourself for being judgmental? Judgment happens, just like rain happens and wind happens, judgment happens. It's a cosmic event when it happens. There is nobody to judge for being judgmental. Judgmentalness happens, like the flu. You don't blame yourself for getting the flu. The flu happens during flu season. And judgmentalness or judgmentality, I don't know, happens during judgment season.
I wish it had a shorter season.
If we try to do something about it, it's because there is someone wanting to get rid of it, and the one who wants to get rid of it is the one judging himself or herself for being judgmental.
So just allow the judgment and hope.
Yeah, allow
Things
for
will
it to
just
flourish.
pass.
It's like a poisonous plant in nature. It's beautiful. Look at the datura plant. It's beautiful. These beautiful white flowers. So there is beauty also in it.
So just seeing the beauty of the judgment instead of judging the judgment.
Not the beauty of the judgment, the beauty of the whole game. Also, understand that in the moment when you are caught by being judgmental, to try to do something about it always comes from the wrong place, judging yourself for being judgmental. So that's already the beginning of freedom, because you see it, so you stop trying to do anything. That's very important. To understand as a separate person our powerlessness. To fully accept our powerlessness as a separate person. There is humility in it, you know. We have to start from this humility, to this recognition of our powerlessness as a separate person.
Yeah, that feels a lot gentler than adding layer upon layer of frustration and becoming tighter and more constricted.
Yeah, and it is not that attempt to get rid of the judgment that is going to take you in the right direction. It is all because it comes from hatred for yourself, hatred for being judgmental. And hate always take us in the wrong direction. Only love. So what is it? Love for the truth, interest. To be interested in what we truly are. But in these moments when we are judgmental, these are not the good moments. So it's like when it is storm season, the hurricane season, you just board your windows, and you go somewhere else.
And where would that be?
To board your windows means don't listen to your fear, to your desire to judge yourself and to do whatever against it. To go somewhere else would mean to leave the body-mind house. You are not in it. The body-mind house is in you. To leave the body-mind house means first to investigate, if you can, in this moment. But a true investigation, a true investigation is an open-ended investigation. It is an investigation that has no personal agenda in it. That's a big difference, if you will. As long as there is a personal agenda, such as in this case, I don't want to be judgmental any longer. Forget about it. It's better to do nothing than to do the stupid things this agenda is going to make you do. You see? Now, open-mindedness in an investigation means I let the investigation take me where it's going to take me. I don't know ahead of time what the outcome is going to be.
But how do you end up in an open-ended question from a place of fear and contraction, wanting it to be different? You can't, right?
No, you first have to renounce what this frustration is telling you to do. What makes you renounce it and board the windows and the doors in this house? It is the understanding that of your powerlessness, and that whatever you are going to do is going to only to make things worse. That's why I started answering your question from this vantage point. Understand that the desire to get rid of judgment comes from judging yourself for being judgmental, right? Which is more judgment. So you have to stop this layer of judgment. That's the first thing to do. Now, the second thing to do is to understand that the reason for being judgmental is that you believe to be a separate person, right? Because it is both the separate person who is being judged for being judgmental, right? And it is the separate person that judges, saying, it's not convenient for me to be judgmental, right? For me. So, when you see this entire process, you see, and there is an intelligence that comes into play, so that you just stop. Whatever is going to happen next, you don't know, but at least you have let go of the process, even for 1 millisecond. That's a moment of intelligence there, because you have been somehow out of the process for. But you are not involved in this judgmental or whatever ignorant behavior all the time. we all have moments of availability, moments of interest when we think about the truth. The thought about the truth comes spontaneously to us. In these moments, we have the desire to investigate, not because we have a personal agenda, but for the sake of truth alone. You see? And it is only in these moments that we should investigate. We shouldn't investigate as having a personal result in mind. Then it's better to watch a movie, to do something stupid. You see? We should reserve meditation, investigation for these moments when we truly are interested. You see, because then it becomes effective. And it is these moments when we are truly interested, when we want to know without projecting what the outcome of this investigation is going to be, it is these moments that in fact liberate us from being a person, because they lead to an understanding every time. They lead to, and eventually they lead to meditation. And they lead to moments of freedom when we experience our freedom, and then later on even this freedom is experienced as peace and then as joy, you see, and that's how the cure takes place. If we would only, even, it is not bad to recognize, to be aware of these moments when we are judgmental. What is bad is to judge ourselves for being judgmental. What would be much better would be to say, wow, I just noticed that I was judgmental. I congratulate myself. You know, because in this moment, when I saw it, I was out of it. I was in my true nature. Even for a split second, I was out of it because so you should congratulate yourself for having distanced yourself, even for a very short moment, having seen it. Because most people, unlike you in these moments, they are not aware of it. They are judgmental all the time. That's their modus operandi, right? I remember my parents, you know, and how uncomfortable I felt as a child when they were speaking of neighbors, of people, and always, you know, blah, 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 and always saying how bad they were, you know, because they wouldn't share their political or religious or whatever opinions, and how I mean, always everybody was bad. They were only, and as a child, say, only my parents are perfect. Everybody.